Hi, Atef. Could you introduce yourself, please, to our guests and friends at the Global Immigration Summit?
Sure. First, thank you very much for having me. It's quite a pleasure. My name is Atef Kadi. I'm the founder and director of Global Information Consultancy Group. It's a Malta-based second residency and investment firm that promotes tailor-made solutions for high net worth individuals and their families. We operate physical offices in 4 continents, including with a physical presence in Malta, Cyprus, Cairo, Istanbul, Montenegro, and the Caribbean. We employ over 30 associates, including in-house lawyers, and we have been in the business since 1996.
Wonderful. So as a person in the business for 25 years, how have you seen the industry change?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Thank you for that. When I started in 1996, we had very little options in the market, and the motherball programs at that time was the Canadian Investor Program. And mind you, all the programs that were in the market were what we call regular migration programs, where the families have to physically relocate with the children and start a new life, whether it's through a skilled worker scheme or an investor scheme. And for that, they had to become tax resident of another district, and it was a little bit too complicated. But the demand was there. People were actually doing it because it was the only option. And what we have seen, we went from programs where you have to physically relocate and wait sometimes 5-6 years to become a permanent resident of a country, then move, then live another few years to become a citizen, from becoming a citizen of a very reputable country today of 1 year, in less than 1 year.
Right.
So this is the biggest change. So the processing time, the nature of the application, the tax implications at that time, compared to what you have now, I think this is the golden era for our industry and for our clients.
Fabulous, big changes.
Yes.
And what do you see are the opportunities, but also the challenges facing the industry today?
The opportunities, what we have seen, that a lot of countries that designed this program had 2 aims when they started. First one was to improve or solve a particular need that the country has, being financial, being promotion of a particular sector. And in this, for example, Cyprus, they had economical crisis at one point. This came as a solution. It was a very positive answer to a particular problem. So we see that these programs can help the economies of the countries. And in addition to that, your country might not have any problems at all, but you want to put it on the map, like Malta did. Mm-hmm. So Malta created awareness of its presence among a very big segment of the high net worth individual around the world by creating this program. They had no need for that program from an economical standpoint, but they had a need to create the awareness, because a lot of business people would not explore smaller countries or certain nations if there had not been a citizenship by investment program. Mm-hmm. So the opportunity is that creating the awareness of the country, increasing the economical activities in particular sectors of the economy, like real estate development, tourism, and increasing the overall exposure of the country. These are the opportunities. Now, as for the challenges that we face the industry today, is to try to balance the appetite to invite all those people from all over the world, yet making sure that the due diligence process is done in a very professional and meticulous way, because it only takes one application to ruin an entire program. So it is a delicate situation, because you have a greater demand now, thus more programs. Everybody wants to come. Everybody wants to relocate. I mean, relocate in terms of citizenship and second residence solution, not physically. And if a country allows the wrong people or does not do the needed proper due diligence, is going to create a big problem for the country and for the block of countries that this country belongs to, for example, the EU.
Right. So following on from that, it's been reported that due diligence procedures in some EU countries haven't been rigorous enough. So what role does Identity Malta play when it comes to due diligence, and what measures have you made to improve due diligence for your programme?
That's a very good question. At GICG, we are proud to be the only firm in Malta over the past few years to have officially 100% success rate. And we, as such, we are also working with the Maltese government in trying to improve and give as much guidance as we can from our modest base onto how to achieve that goal across other practitioners. However, the picture is not as nice when it looks at the overall production, because there is a 30% refusal rate overall.
Right.
The Identity Malta is one of the departments that runs a very meticulous due diligence process. They have 7 layers of due diligence, and I can assure you that no citizen, no naturalized Maltese citizen through this Citizenship by Investment program of Malta was granted the citizenship without being 100%, as we say, with a clean background and no issues. And this has been proven because we've had the program now for many years, and we've never had a single incident where they pointed towards a person who actually had any criminal or background that could be suspicious. So I think Identity Malta has done a great job. They refuse based on, I would assume, on the assumption of guilt sometimes. Even if you have a clean criminal record, they dig deep into the application and make sure that if the dots do not add up, then you will be refused, even if you have a clean criminal record, because it's not just what you present, it's what goes beyond.
Great, that's quite a feat
Yes.
to achieve. So do you have anything to add about what sets Malta and Cyprus, the programs, apart from others?
I think that what sets Cyprus and Malta apart from other countries is the end result. When people went to Canada earlier with the programs, again, they had to physically relocate and live and stay. But at the end, they became Canadian citizens, which is a first-class passport, visa-free travel, very good services for the children. The other programs, with all due respect, they are probably immediate programs, but they didn't give you that, other than a travel document, they didn't give you a place where you can actually move with the family and live. Cyprus and Malta, they give you, first of all, the ability to become a citizen without physical relocation, but you have to have some modest ties, I mean reasonable ties, without being exposed to taxes, so you become non-domiciled for tax purposes, and the end result, you become a member of the EU community. So you become an EU citizen where your children can go to attend school, relocate for work purposes, and you become a citizen of a first-class country without having to pay taxes, I mean, within the law, of course, if you don't physically relocate to the country, and without having to physically relocate for a certain number of time if you are a businessman. So Cyprus and Malta does provide the most prestigious first-class solution in our industry today.
Thank you. So April 2018 statistics show that almost 785,000 British citizens live in the UK today, and a high percentage of its senior citizens retire to some of the warmer European countries. How can the programme help Malta improve her statistics in this respect?
Well, Malta currently has a special program for EU citizens. So if you are an EU citizen and you want to relocate to Malta, you get the residency in a very straightforward manner. If you don't want to become a citizen, just to have the ability to live with the right of a vote, you can relocate and stay. Now, following Brexit, Malta has always been creative in finding solutions, and I think that the relationship that Malta had with England for the past since 1964, since they got their independence, has always been warm and special. So I think that with the creativity of the Maltese government and our modest efforts to promote these creative solutions, I think that there will be a a demand met in Malta by this supply of people wanting to relocate, even if the Brexit took place. There will always be a solution. There is nothing right now on the table for Brexit, post-Brexit, but I am sure that it will be a long-term sustainable solution following that.
Wonderful. Mr. El Kadi, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure. Thank you.